So I want to play on the baseball team. Oh, we have a chat. No worries. I want to play on the baseball team and would have until I sprained my foot. Yeah, you probably could put a dash right here because I want to play on the baseball team until I sprained my foot. Talking violence could have been prevented. I always thought so. I always thought so. By some crowd control. So you don't need that phrase, I always thought so, because the hockey violence could have been prevented by some crowd control. The poet's style, I always thought he was romantic. Won the Pulitzer Prize. I left work at 3. My boss told me to do so. Yeah, so I left work at 3 because I wasn't feeling well. So like that phrase is not needed in the middle. So you put dashes before and after the non-essential clause. The trees are losing their leaves, and it's certainly time because autumn came early. So I'll get rid of that middle phrase right there. So that's how I would go about that. Henry Hall, 6'7". Yeah, so that's just kind of like a description. Here are job responsibilities as soon as she learned them. So you don't need that middle phrase as soon as she learned them because Hillary's job responsibilities include traveling. Grain production, then footnote 3a, is higher this year than last. I was ill. If only you could have seen me. You could say I was ill all night. Answer doorbell. Who on earth could that be? Answer doorbell because I haven't finished dressing. So, so now here we'll probably do groups. I'll probably do 6, 7, 8, 9. I'll have you guys try giving me an answer to them. So my ring's diamond, so the diamond that belongs to the ring. The children's, there we go. The other children's plural, but it's plural by default, children, so you put the apostrophe before the S. The women's auxiliary group holds meetings on Tuesdays. Men's business clothing, blah, blah, blah. So that's how those work out. So, so 2 groups kind of put their apostrophes in here. We'll just take a look, and then we'll do the last set after this. Okay, looking good so far. Okay, so far this is looking good. Yeah, great, good. Excellent. So now let's put it all together. So I think what I'll wind up doing is I'll probably do the first 10. I'll have you guys do 11 to 20 in probably individually. Then I'll ask you guys to share. So when I planted my garden, I had great hopes. well, obviously you need a period at the end here. So actually all these don't have periods at the end. Hold on. Yeah, don't worry about that. We assume they're not going to have periods. When I planted my garden, I put a comma right there. Because when I planted my garden, that's your dependent clause. And I had great hopes, that's your independent clause. The actress has many skills, and they explain what they are: dancing, singing, and acting. There we go. John Kennedy, who was assassinated, so had been a young, vigorous, intelligent president. So you're describing three adjectives, or using three adjectives to describe what kind of president he was. But the middle phrase is not essential. John Kennedy had been a young, vigorous, intelligent president. But because you have that non-essential clause, you do need commas before and after the phrase "who was assassinated." The clouds covered the sun. People hurried from the beach. So that's a semicolon. So you have two independent clauses there. The clouds covered the sun. Could be its own sentence. People hurried from the beach. Could be its own sentence. Put a semicolon to separate it. You could put a period and then capitalize the P too. Sometimes people like the semicolon with the period for stylistic reasons, that the first phrase kind of explains the second phrase. They don't really ask you to make a decision between a semicolon and a period, so don't worry about that. But do know a semicolon serves the same purpose as a period. That's important to know. John Adams, then you describe who was one of our great presidents. Actually, a lot of people disagree about that, but anyway, contributed greatly to the formation of our country. Yes, he did. Anyway, we're not talking about U.S. history here, but anyway. There are three doctors in the office, and he explained who they were. And you kind of just list. But you do put a colon there. Judy, my best friend, is interested in a science career. And then consequently, she plans to attend summer school, so put a semicolon right there. Evelyn Winters, who is a junior. Yeah, if you want, you can put two dashes if you like, or two commas. Won the trophy, and Juliet Jones, there we go. Laura Hold and Barbara Jefferson were given consolation. There we go. Those the first name and last names. Didn't realize that. They didn't really do this, but it's still good to not do it. On July 29, 1981, the company manufactured its first product at 14 Tilden Drive, Madison, New Jersey. After swimming for 1 hour, we went hiking. Then we sat under a veil and talked. So semicolon, because you're separating two independent clauses there. So we'll do this individually. And also you guys kind of share. So I'll give you guys probably just 4 or 5 minutes. I'll probably just pause the recording. Notice how I put people's initials next to color prompts. So Sophia, you have 11 and 12. Gabby, you have 13, 14. Alexa, you have 15, 16. Brandon, you have 17, 18. And myself, I'll do 19, 20. So I want you guys write in your punctuations, and then we'll talk about it. So I did mine. So the rest of you guys, why don't you put yours in for the ones I assigned you. Okay, great. And then Gabby, you got some for 13 and 14?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to do that. 1 second.
Oh, how to write?
Yeah.
If you go to the top where it says annotate, there should be like a little pencil icon, I think.
Yeah, I'm there.
Okay.
Oh, draw. Okay, I got it.
There we go. Mm-hmm.
1 second. 1 second.
No problem. Take your time. So let me just go over these really quickly. So 11's good because, right, you have the dates. They didn't really do that on the SAT, but 12's good. They were going skiing. Then you have the word but the rain, wash, snow. And so for 13, you definitely want to go with a semicolon instead of a comma because you have two independent clauses, right? Yeah, this is a weird one. I guess you put commas here because you can say, I understand that you are preparing for the Olympics, so you're kind of setting off Ingrid, but didn't really do it on the SAT. 15, right, you have non-essential clause here, so you put two commas. You could do two dashes for 16 as well. This letter, you don't need that middle phrase. You can say this letter should be placed in a museum. 17 is also non-essential clause. You don't need my friendly grocer, so you separate by two commas. 18, you're listing. 19, walk in the rain. So you have a dependent clause, walk in the rain. She managed to keep her hair dry. That's your independent clause. Medicine's still a growing science. New cures are found every day. So you have two independent clauses, so you go semicolon there. So good. So what I'll probably wind up doing is I'll probably email you guys a really giant packet on punctuation if you guys want to work through over the weekend. If you want some extra practice, that's what we could talk about on next Tuesday. Actually, let me stop sharing my screen and I'll stop the recording.